For most people, wealth is synonymous with money. It's the measure by which society often judges success. Stocks, shares, property portfolios, expensive cars, jewellery. Financial wealth is seen as the ultimate goal by many. But is this a narrow view? For me, wealth, in its truest form, extends far beyond material possessions. I think we need a broader definition of wealth, including not only money and financial assets, but also intellectual, social, physical, and spiritual forms of richness. Through expanding the definition of wealth, we can discover a more balanced, meaningful, and fulfilling life. When we think of wealth, financial indicators are usually at the forefront. Assets, income, net worth. In modern capitalist economies, financial success is often seen as synonymous with life success. Our cultural and economic systems reinforce this view, with wealth accumulation frequently portrayed as the ultimate achievement. The rich and famous are revered, celebrated, fetishized in the press, on TV, and in films. Of course, financial wealth brings undeniable benefits: security, comfort, and the freedom to pursue opportunities. It allows people to invest in themselves, provide for their families, and enjoy a higher quality of everyday life. Or, I should say, apparently higher quality of life. Because to be honest, material well-being doesn't guarantee life feeling like it's high quality. There are limits to what money can buy. Studies show that while an increase in income can boost happiness up to a certain point, beyond this threshold, the relationship between wealth and well-being starts to diminish. Financial wealth can also breed inequality, stress, and a materialistic outlook that distracts from life's deeper values. I have my own experience on this. I've had a successful career as an economist, working in the City of London, earning a six-figure salary, enjoying the work and finding it satisfying. But the truth is I was desperately unhappy. In my mid-40s, call it a midlife crisis if you like, I realised that the material comfort that I had in life wasn't enough to make me happy. While financial wealth definitely brings material comforts, pleasures, and generally makes the practical aspects of life much easier, it's such a narrow view of wealth. It's worth pausing to consider other forms of wealth. Other types of wealth offer just as much value, if not more, when it comes to leading a fulfilling life. I think we can consider 6 types of wealth here, in addition to financial wealth. There's social wealth, social connections, family, friends, community networks. This is a form of wealth that no bank account can replicate. Research consistently shows that meaningful relationships contribute more to long-term happiness and well-being than financial assets. The love and support of those around us forms a crucial foundation of human happiness. Someone raised a question to me recently: what are you more likely to think about on your deathbed? The amount of wealth you've accrued or the people that you love? Then there's intellectual wealth, our capacity to learn, grow, and create. This includes education, knowledge, curiosity, and creativity, the ability to understand the world, solve problems, be inspired, and develop new ideas. All of this provides fulfilment that transcends material success. A life rich in intellectual pursuits can be deeply satisfying, regardless of one's financial standing. Next is physical wealth. Health is often overlooked as a form of wealth. It was for me. In my 40s, my physical and mental health started to suffer, despite the fact that I was living a very comfortable family life. Without good health, all other forms of wealth lose their significance. Health is an asset we often take for granted until it's compromised. Investing in physical well-being through nutrition, exercise, mental health care has far more power to create a rich, vibrant life than financial wealth. And then cultural wealth. Access to culture, art, history, and traditions enriches our lives in intangible ways. Experiencing music, literature, art, theatre, and the customs of different societies. All this offers intellectual and emotional nourishment. Cultural wealth helps us make sense of the world and our place within it, providing depth and meaning to our daily lives. Finally, I think we can talk about spiritual wealth. I don't mean organised religion, I don't mean dogma, I don't mean angry gods. Despite the fact that I was an atheist for many years, my life changes made me seek more. For me, wealth definitely extends beyond the material and intellectual realms into something more transcendent. We could call this non-material wealth, metaphysical wealth, spiritual wealth. This form of wealth is harder to define, but it is something just as real as the other types of wealth. It's easier to experience than define, but at its core, spiritual wealth is about inner peace, a sense of fulfilment, and a connection to something bigger than me. Financial wealth and other forms of wealth aren't mutually exclusive. Indeed, financial security can enhance other aspects of life, providing the resources and time needed to focus on relationships, health, and intellectual pursuits. However, the key is getting the balance right. And if I had to choose between being a billionaire in this situation with no significant other forms of wealth, or this situation where I had an abundance of the other forms of wealth but no financial wealth, I 100% would choose this situation. Life with only financial wealth is meaningless. All of the other types of wealth feed into what I'm calling spiritual wealth. I think that financial wealth is the one that actually adds nothing to spiritual wealth. I've known several millionaires in my life. This is only anecdotal evidence, but none of them seem to be particularly fulfilled. And also, amazingly, they were still financially insecure. That really surprised me. I guess the stakes become higher when you have a lot of material wealth, and it's almost the human condition, the fear that we're going to lose what we have, even if we have a lot. It's certainly true that many wealthy individuals, after accumulating great financial assets, realise the limitations of material success and turn their attention to philanthropy, social causes, or personal growth by using financial wealth as a tool to enhance non-material forms of wealth, such as supporting communities, promoting education, or protecting the environment. Individuals can create a richer, more meaningful legacy. Given all of this, it's kind of absurd that we judge the economy purely on the basis of the financial value of GDP. We judge the economy purely in terms of financial wealth. There are alternatives, concepts like gross national happiness, GNH, and other well-being indexes aim to shift the focus from financial measures like GDP to a more holistic understanding of national wealth. These frameworks recognise that quality of life, mental health, and environmental sustainability are crucially components of a wealthy society. So, a new definition of wealth. What is true wealth? Is it the size of our bank account or the richness of our relationships and experiences? A more holistic definition of wealth includes not only material assets, but also social connections, personal fulfilment, intellectual growth, and spiritual well-being. A broader understanding of wealth like this challenges the societal obsession with financial accumulation. True success lies not in amassing money, but in achieving a good balance across these different aspects of life. When financial wealth is pursued at the expense of health, relationships, or spiritual growth, I think it becomes a hollow goal. We live in a world where financial wealth often dominates the conversation, but true wealth is far more complex. By expanding our definition of wealth to include intellectual, physical, and spiritual dimensions, we can build a richer, more fulfilling life. Ultimately, wealth isn't about what you have, it's about who you are and how you live and the legacy you leave behind. As we reflect on our own lives, I think it's always worth asking ourselves, what kind of wealth am I truly pursuing? And how can I create a life that's rich in every sense of the word? The answer to these questions changed my whole perspective on economics. And I'm still trying to puzzle out what happens to economic theory when you follow this through. I had a spiritual mentor many years ago that told me that I already had everything I need to be happy, that I was already rich, and that the spiritual journey is the journey towards discovering this. So there you are. I'm richer than I've ever been before, even though I had to give up the 6-figure salary. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.